Here's how you import your media into Adobe Premiere Pro. Click the word Assembly at the top of the screen to open the Assembly workspace. Click on the media browser if it's not already visible. Now you can navigate to your media. If your clip names appear in a list like this, and you want to see what's inside the media, click the button at the bottom to switch to thumbnail view. Slowly glide the mouse over the thumbnails to see what's inside each clip. Select the clips you want to use in your project and then click the Ingest option here at the top. Doing this will ensure that your media files will also be copied from their current location, such as a camera card, into your project folder. You don't have to do this, but if you don't click Ingest, Premiere Pro will only link to these media files wherever they're currently stored. And if that happens to be a camera card or an external media drive, your media will go offline when you eject the card. Finally, right-click to import the selected media files into your project. Switch to the Project panel. Anytime you're in the Project panel, you can resize the thumbnails or switch to List View. To import an image or video from Adobe Stock, open the Libraries panel. If you don't see it, select Window, Libraries to bring it into view. Search for a term in the search box. You can filter your search results as desired. When you find an asset you like, save a preview of it to your library. After the asset appears in your library, right-click it to license the asset or simply add a watermarked version to your project. Once the asset has been copied over, switch to the Project panel. If you don't see it, try clicking the double arrow to reveal it in the list. The asset will already be selected in the panel. Double-click it to open it in the Source panel, where you can play it. The timeline in Adobe Premiere Pro is where you assemble the clips that make up your video. Ensure that you're in the Editing workspace by clicking the word Editing at the top of the screen. To create a new sequence, simply drag any clip from the Project panel onto the blank Timeline panel to the right. If you already have a sequence open in the timeline, create a new one by right-clicking the clip and choosing New Sequence from Clip. The settings of your new sequence will automatically match those of the clip you start with. The sequence name will also match the clip's name, so to change it, click on the sequence and rename it. Here's a tip. If you ever drag a clip to your sequence and it appears much larger or smaller than the viewing area in the Program panel, just right-click it and choose Set to Frame Size. Now it'll match the settings of your sequence and appear correctly sized. It's easy to add a title to your video in Adobe Premiere Pro. Position the playhead where you want your title to appear. Click the word Graphics at the top of the screen to go to the Graphics workspace. Select the Text tool. Click anywhere in the Program monitor and type your title. This will add a new text clip to your sequence. Click the Selection tool so you see a blue bounding box around your text. Now you can change the font, size, color, position, opacity, and more. At any time, you can click the Align and Transform buttons to center your title in the Program monitor. Reposition the title clip to wherever you want it to appear in your sequence. Drag the ends of the clip to change the duration. Right-click either end of your title clip and choose Apply Default Transitions to add a fade-in or fade-out effect to your title.
Cities of limestone and verdant jungles.
Here's how you add music to your sequence in Adobe Premiere Pro. First, click the word Audio at the top of the screen to open the Audio workspace. Now, drag an audio clip from the project panel to the timeline. To change the volume, click Open the Audio Track Mixer at the top. Note the controls at the bottom of the panel. You can play, stop, and even loop the playback from here. As your sequence plays, move the sliders up and down to increase or decrease the volume of each individual audio track in your sequence.
This is my story of returning home. To the land of the eternal spring. A la tierra de mis raíces.
Or slide the master control to adjust the audio level as a whole.
Who built towering cities of limestone in verdant jungles.
Be sure to stay out of the red zone to avoid distorting your audio.
Who still thrive in cities and colonial towns and on the shores of Lake Atitlan.
Exporting your video from Adobe Premiere Pro is easy. Ensure that you're in the editing workspace by clicking the word Editing at the top of the screen. First, select the sequence you want to export in the project panel. Or just make sure your sequence is active in the timeline panel. Next, choose File, Export, Media to open the Export Settings dialog box. Premiere Pro gives you amazing control over the export process, but presets make it easy. Next to Format, choose H.264 if it's not already selected. Open the preset drop-down menu and scroll down to YouTube 1080p HD. Click the blue output name to rename the exported file name and determine where to save it. On the Publish tab, scroll through the online destinations where you might want to upload your video automatically. You can choose Creative Cloud, Behance, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and YouTube. Click the relevant checkbox to activate the desired publish option and then click Login to log into your account. Once you complete that process, choose a privacy setting. Enter any tags you want to associate with your video and fill in a description. Finally, click Export.